welcome to Rooted in Functional Wellness. I'm your host, Liz Lewis, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're diving into cellular health because if your cells aren't thriving, your body is not going to. We're going to cover what happens inside your body on a cellular level, how to support it from the inside out, which is on the focus of mitochondria and hydration, antioxidants, supplements, and also lifestyle tips. Now let's start with the powerhouse cell called the mitochondria. Your mitochondria are what produce ATP, which is your body's energy currency. Think of it like a battery pack. In every single cell, that's what we use to move, to have energy, to live, to our organs, you name it. We need ATP and we need our mitochondria. But here's the thing, okay? So as we age or deal with chronic stress, poor diet, environmental toxins, our mitochondria can become so damaged or sluggish that we start to feel tired and just inflamed. Some people might even feel depressed, and just don't feel right, basically. So how can we support our mitochondria? Well, it is very important because we need it for our energy, for our mood, for our metabolism, just for longevity. We need it for everything. So some of my go-to for mitochondria nutrition is CoQ10. This is so important because especially if you're taking statins, if you're on statins, because statins will deplete your body's CoQ10, and you tend to feel sluggish, fatigue, and that you don't want. So, make sure you're talking to your provider, of course, on everything I'm going to mention here. I just want to put it out there that I am not intended to treat, cure, or diagnose in any way. You need to always consult with your medical provider. But I'm sharing my go-tos and just to give you guys some educational things that I like to use. So CoQ10, that's a good one, especially for heart health, but it's also good for our mitochondria, okay? Next is magnesium. Magnesium is so vital for ATP production. One, we do not get enough of it in our foods because our soil is so depleted of it and so many other nutritional stuff that we don't get. But magnesium is a big thing, and I highly recommend supplementing magnesium in your diet. Also, B vitamins, especially B2, B3, B6, those are very, very good sources for your mitochondria. They help with energy, and B vitamins do a lot of great things for our body and our organs. They need them as well. So make sure you're getting your Bs. And another one is ALA, alpha lactic acid, a potent antioxidant that supports mitochondria function. Okay, so this is another good supplement you can take a look at if you're not getting that, of course, in your diet. And all these things, of course, like I said, you want to talk to your provider about adding any supplement because not everybody needs it. And also you want to check your blood work, make sure that your values are okay. Some people may not need B vitamins, they may not need magnesium. So I'm not telling you to take all these supplements. I am just saying these are my go-to for mitochondria dysfunction. And I have some other things that I like to use for my cells, cell health, I should say. And I will definitely link them in my show notes so you guys can check them out. And of course, another thing that we don't do enough of is just simple habits like deep breathing, strength training, even cold exposure can improve your mitochondria, which is pretty incredible. These are just some studies that have been done for a lot of these things. So I'll also link those studies, especially with the cold exposure one. It's pretty interesting how the cold just wakes up our mitochondria and just gets it going. It's almost like a shock to the body, and it like energizes it. Okay, some other things we need to make sure we're doing is staying hydrated. Our cells need water. They need water, but not just water, they also need electrolytes. Okay. We want to make sure we are taking good electrolytes, not just, some salt. And a lot of people now are just saying, make sure you get your salt. You need more than just salt, okay? Especially if that salt doesn't have all the minerals. So just be aware of what kind of electrolyte you're drinking. Please do not go and buy Gatorade. That is not what I'm talking about either. I will link some in my show notes, some good ones that I like to use. So your cells need the right balance of water, electrolytes, like I just said, to absorb and utilize hydration. Our cells need water, they take in water, they take in the minerals, they do all those things, okay? So you want to make sure you're drinking the right amount of water for your body weight. And usually it's half your body weight in ounces. But again, consult with your provider and make sure you're getting the correct amount for what your body needs, because certain people are on certain medications and they have to just be aware of their water intake, especially if you do struggle with any kidney dysfunction. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So here's what I like to do. I always start my morning with water. Sometimes I put lemon in it. And the next thing after that, I make sure I have my electrolyte drinks. Okay. And after that, I sip water throughout the day. I take maybe 2 to 3 gulps every half hour because our bodies don't absorb a lot of water all at once. And that's why a lot of people complain that they're using the bathroom a lot. Just take it a couple sips every 30 minutes and you'll be really surprised to how your body will absorb that amount of water in that time frame, and you won't be run to the bathroom as much. Also, you're going to notice your metabolism's going to be a lot stronger, your skin's going to be glowing, and the most important thing is your detox pathways are going to be working correctly. All right. Antioxidants. Yes, we need antioxidants. They are basically your body's bodyguard. Every day, your cells are constantly bombarded with oxidative stress from pollution, stress, just life stress, and even our processed foods that we eat. Honestly, even healthy foods that we eat that we think that are not processed, but some of them are. Intense workouts can put a lot of stress on your body too. And I'm not saying working out is bad, but we need to make sure we're recovering, we're hydrating, doing all these things. Now, again, if we're too bombarded with stress on our cells, our body, our body knows to protect itself and it will increase inflammation, and that's going to increase aging, and that's going to cause cellular dysfunction. Okay. So I like to use some really good antioxidants, and a lot of them you guys are probably already taken or you're getting in your vitamins already, your diet. The main one is vitamin C. Okay, we all know we need vitamin C. It is so good for immune support, collagen production, and just so many other things. It helps with iron absorption, you name it, there's a long list. So we want to make sure we are getting vitamin C in our diet. The other thing is glutathione. That is the master of antioxidant. It helps our body to detox properly. It helps the detox pathways. And overall, it's just something we need and we have in our body, but we don't have, well, I should say some people don't have enough of it. And for the most part, it's pretty much everybody. And we can get it through supplements, injections, things like that. I use another method to get my glutathione. I will link it in the show notes for you guys and you can check it out. But it does increase glutathione by 300% for 24 hours, and it's pretty amazing. And resveratrol. So that is found in berries and red grapes, and a lot of people say that's why they drink their wine. But here's the thing. Okay, so I'm a big fan of red grapes, and you want to make sure, and berries, you want to make sure you're buying organic, and you want to make sure you're cleaning them properly. And red wine is good, but you want to just drink in moderation, of course. I personally don't drink any alcohol. I just, I used to back in the day. It never made me feel good, so I don't drink it anymore. But it's really good. Red grapes and berries and all that. It really helps protect your brain and heart. So it's really, really good. Make sure you're eating your berries and getting that good stuff in. Some people think red grapes are high in sugar, so then just go for the berries. They're not. Another one is turmeric and curcumin. That is a good, powerful anti-inflammatory. You can drink it as a tea, juice it, add it in your food. There's so many ways to get turmeric. I also use a product that is the same product for my glutathione, and it also is an anti-inflammatory. So I kind of don't have to keep buying all these supplements. I will link that in my notes. And also green tea extract. That is good for metabolism and detox support. I drink matcha tea every morning. I am a big fan. I do not drink coffee, so if you guys are trying to find an alternative to coffee, I highly recommend green tea. And of course, green tea extract is a little more potent. You can get a supplement form, but matcha tea is the whole leaf, and you want to make sure you're finding a really good source because a lot of them can have heavy metals in it. So just do your research on that. And of course, again, I'm telling you, this is not to prevent, cure, or treat or diagnose. These are just things I do. And if you guys are planning on doing any of these things, please consult with your physician. So you can find most of this stuff actually in fruits and vegetables. So you really don't have to supplement a lot of this stuff. Just keep that in mind. And as we talked about before, supplements are good, but they're not always for a long term. So when you're talking to your provider, make sure you're actually asking them, how much do I take? And how long should I take it for? Because there's been some cases where people have been on a high dose of vitamin D and they've been taking it for a very long time and they shouldn't be. They should have been only on it for a short period of time just to help with their vitamin D levels. And you can get toxicity from vitamin D from too much. So you just want to just always ask questions to your providers and just make sure you get the full details. Now, lifestyle habits. So we want to nourish ourselves, right? So I already discussed some supplements, some lifestyle tricks you can do. And mostly sleep. Like you really need sleep. Sleep is when our body repairs and rejuvenates. If you're not getting 7 to 9 hours, you need to figure something out. You need to cut back on something. You need to take a nap during the day. You need to find some sort of way to make sure that you're getting your sleep. And also daily movement. I know for me, working at a desk, I couldn't take it anymore. So I got a stand-up desk and I got a walking pad. And let me tell you, it makes such a difference, even if I'm just walking on it for like a couple minutes. I try to do 2 hours and I'm not running. I'm just slowly walking. So don't overdo it and don't stress yourself out that you have to like do this extravagant exercise. No, just get up and walk and that's great. But weight training is also really important too. So you want to make sure you lift in some weights and just, make sure you talk to your provider about how much weight you can lift, especially for people who have injuries. Just make sure you're not overdoing it. And another big one, like I said before, was the toxic overload. Try switching to natural products, okay? I'm going to link on my show notes a really great website that you can look up what products you have, and it will tell you all the ingredients in it, and it will say what it can do to your body, if it's safe or not, things like that, okay? So just check that out. And make sure you're eating good food. Try to go as organic as possible and, eat whole nutrition dense foods, eat fruits and vegetables, lean protein, grass-fed protein, good, some nuts, things like that, instead of going for a bag of chips or prepared foods and snacks. Try to cut that out as much as you can. So those are just some examples of how to help your mitochondria, your power cell, and some things that I do and that I notice that help me big time. Now, if you know anybody that can benefit from this episode, or if you feel like you have some questions and you want to reach out to me, please do. You can find me on Instagram. My handle is Liz Rose Lewis, Lewis. I will also link that in the show notes. And please reach out to me. I am a functional medicine nurse, and I help people as much as I can get to the root cause. Again, I do not diagnose, treat, cure, or prescribe. I am only an RN, and I just educate and I provide whatever information I have to help people. I advocate for everyone, and I just like to just give overall good education on a healthy diet, healthy lifestyle, just wellness all around. And if you want to book a free consultation with me, I will absolutely do that. You can do that through my Instagram, and we can get on here and you can tell me about what is going on, and maybe I can help you in some way. If you like this episode, please subscribe to my podcast, Rooted in Functional Wellness. And this way you can stay up to date on new episodes that are coming out. Also, if you have any questions or any requests on topics you would like me to do, please reach me at my Instagram, Liz Rose Lewis. Also, if you know anyone that would benefit from this episode, please share it with them. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please come back next time. And as always, stay rooted in functional wellness.